Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to give you a 4-step process to overcome your stress and anxiety. Let's dive in. Let's be real. We live in a stressful world. Over the past 100 years, a lot has changed for humans. I can't even imagine how much has changed for humans. When I used to talk with my grandparents before they passed away, it was like they had stress in their life for sure. But there's so much more going on right now, and we have access to so much more information. We're seeing all the crazy things that are happening in the world that we're getting a little bit more stressed. We're getting a little bit more anxious. Over the past 10 years, it's a completely different world. And so I was talking with my wife, Lauren, about it, and just how social media and smartphones have really taken off in the past 10 years or so. When I was in high school, I didn't get a phone until I was 17 years old, and it was just a flip phone. It didn't really do anything. I could text and I could make phone calls and I could play Snake, and that was about it. Now, all of the access that we have in our pocket, smartphones didn't even come out until I was 20, 21 years old. And so, it didn't have Facebook, it didn't have Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, Twitter, all on our phones. So our brains are just really not meant to deal with all of the constant stimuli, with the TV, with the phone, with email, with notifications, with other people, with Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and MySpace. I don't even know it exists anymore, right? All these different things. And if we're not careful, we're going to get really wrapped up, and it's only going to become harder to get out of. And so knowing that we live in a stressful world, the real thing is, how can we make sure that we get rid of or change as many things around us that keep us stressed out? If you don't work on stress management in your life now, you need to work on stress management. One of the things I love is that mental health has really become a topic that people talk about quite often now. I have friends that come and talk, over the past 5 years, so many friends have started talking about when I was at my therapist this, when I was at my therapist that. That didn't happen 10 years ago. So you really need to start working on your stress management and try to realize that your stress management is a really big aspect of your mental health, especially with all of the constant challenges that come with all of our modern living that we're in. So we need to figure out what our triggers are. We need to figure out what we can do, what kind of stress management techniques we can have that can help us manage our emotions better, so that help us live better lives. And so what we have to do is, and we all have to do, instead of just sitting back and being like, I hope I can make it, what we really need to do is we need to figure out a way to be more proactive, to come up with a plan. Ask yourself, what is triggering me right now? Ask yourself, what do you feel? Well, I feel this way. Ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Well, I feel this way because of XYZ. And then ask yourself, what can you do about it? You will learn more about yourself than you ever have. You'll start to see triggers before they come up, and you'll be able to navigate them way better. And you'll start to develop coping mechanisms when you do get stressed out. When you do get triggered, when you do get stressed, when you do get anxious, whatever it might be, just instead of getting all wrapped up in it, what I want you to do is get curious. There should be no judgment in this. Instead, take a really compassionate, curious approach and just start to get curious about yourself. When you journal through these things and start to figure out what's going on internally inside of you, in your head and your body, all the feelings that you have, journaling can be a really, really good emotional response. Dump all of your feelings, all of your thoughts onto a piece of paper and work through them. When it's in your head, it's really hard to process. When it's on paper, it can be planned and it can be worked through. I always say it, everything in this world is figure-outable. I don't think it's a real word, but everything is figure-outable. Can you just figure out how you can you just look at your thoughts and your feelings and say, I'm going to start to figure these out. I'm going to start to see these before they come up so I don't have to worry about them anymore. Ultimately, this is really, really important. If you want to have a less anxious, less stressed life, go through these 4 different A's and start to make a plan so that you can start to have an actual step-by-step process of how you each and every one of you go through your stress and anxiety a little bit better. So that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, please share it on Instagram stories. Tag me at Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. And you've probably heard me say it before, but if you love this podcast, you're going to love Mindset Mentor Plus. I designed it to help you actively integrate every single one of these episodes into your life. And so for every single episode of the Mindset Mentor that comes out, Mindset Mentor Plus subscribers get more. You're going to get multiple page detailed worksheets that you can print out, you can underline, you can highlight, you can put your notes on. They're these mini master classes so that you can go more in depth than just the podcast. And it comes with journaling questions, it comes with assignments, it comes with challenges. So therefore, you're not just listening to these episodes, but you're integrating them into your life so that you and your life can improve faster. This is also where I do my monthly Q&A sessions and much, much more. So if you want to learn more about it, go to mindsetmentor.com. Once again, mindsetmentor.com. And with that, I'm going to leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission to make somebody else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.